Well, good Tuesday morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 10th. And today we are going to get into the final chapter of the book of First Thessalonians. We are in chapter 5, and we're just going to look at verses 1 to 4 today. So I'm going to be this is going to be a fairly brief one today. I have to go to Shady Oaks, or I get to go to Shady Oaks. I shouldn't say have to. Get to go to Shady Oaks and do a worship service out there this morning, and Catherine will be with me to play the organ, and that will be a great blessing for the folks out there. Having Catherine play the organ, listening to me is, you have to endure that in order to listen to Catherine play. That's just the cost of admission, I guess. Any rate, let's look at the very beginning of chapter 5 in First Thessalonians, verses 1 to 4. Now, brothers and sisters, we do not need to write you about times and dates. You know very well that the day the Lord comes again will be a surprise, like a thief that comes in the night. While people are saying we have peace and we are safe, they will be destroyed quickly. It is like pains that come quickly to a woman having a baby. Those people will not escape. But you, brothers and sisters, are not living in darkness, and so that day will not surprise you like a thief. Okay, now we've talked about a little bit about the end times, and again, we talked about yesterday about the rapture and all of that. My belief in the end times, as I've said several times through this last few days, few devotions, is that if we live our life the way we're supposed to live it, it will all work out in the end. And I think that's what Jesus is telling here, or Paul rather, is telling us here. We don't know. He's not writing about times and dates because he doesn't know. Now, Paul really did believe, I think, in his lifetime that he would see the coming of the Lord. But that didn't happen. So here he is telling them this idea of trying to figure out times and dates. That's just foolishness. And so all of these people, when somebody starts telling you a time and a date, that's a good time to move away because that's not scriptural. That is, there are indicators so we can know we're getting closer, and we're getting closer every day. But you know very well that the Lord, when he comes again, will be like a surprise, like a thief that comes in the night. So we know it's coming. We just don't know when. And he goes on and says, while people are saying we have peace and we are safe, they will be destroyed quickly. I think what that's referring to there is the idea that when we think we've got control of the world, we think we've got everything under control for our own selves, we just don't know. Our faith and our strength needs to come from God. That is the bottom line. Good morning, Phyllis. We need that. That is what we need. We need to have our strength and our foundation and our safety in God. Not trying to be of a human nature, because humans will always fail you, no matter who they are, no matter what. Humans are frail and fragile and mortal, and their time in this world is limited. So we are the only thing that is eternal. The only thing that we have from our beginning to end of our life is our faith and our trust and our safety in God. So that, I think, is what he's saying there. It is like pains that come quickly to a woman having a baby. I think that's an interesting analogy or metaphor for Christ coming again. We know he's coming again, especially with that you have a rough idea of in the time frame when you're having a baby, much more closely, but I shouldn't say rough. You have a fairly good idea within a few months of when a baby's coming, but it's a little more. It's a little more defined, let's put it that way, much more defined than what we understand with God with Jesus coming again. But still, you know it's coming. It doesn't mean you're not going to be a little bit anxious, or you're not going to be even a little afraid, perhaps. But you know what lies ahead, and you don't know there are some issues that you have to work out. But I know, like with Gail and I, we never knew when babies were coming. Gail did not carry a child to term, so we didn't know when those babies were coming. We had to be prepared the whole time, and that's the way we're supposed to live our life. We're supposed to live our life caring for one another in this world, but being prepared that tomorrow Christ may come tomorrow, may come Wednesday at 3:00, but we won't be surprised. We might have some So I'm like, oh my gosh, but it's not going to be a surprise. We knew it was coming. We know it's going to happen. May not happen in our lifetimes. Chances of that are probably pretty small, actually, if you look at it comparatively. But nonetheless, if it happens in our lifetime, we're not going to be surprised by it. We're going to hear those trumpets sound. We're going to go, praise God. Jesus has come. So, with that, excuse me, I'm going to let you go for today. Like I said, it's going to be a little short one. I'm going to have to get done with what I got to get done here to get ready for Shady Oaks. And I got to go change because they like me to go show up with the suit and tie out there. And we always aim to please. So, with that, I'm going to let you go. Have a very blessed day. And please, please, please be a blessing to someone today. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.